Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What If Wrestling. Tonight we dive into another GOAT Matrix Series showdown. This time it's personal. We got two legends that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Edge and Randy Orton. But before we get into that, I want to say, hey, what's up to the wizard himself, nephew Corey, and my man Champ Creed. What's going on, fellas?
I'm Champ Creed, a.k.a. Tribal Chief Keith for this year. Feeling good, ready to get back into the wrestling GOAT Matrix.
What's going on? I'm the wizard. I'm just here because I know a lot of wrestling. And that's why I should be here. So, boom, you got me.
Definitely, man. Hey, tonight, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about two legends, Edge and Randy Orton. Who truly deserves a spot among the top 15 wrestlers of all times, right? For those who are new to this program,
they both do.
They both do, right? They both do. But if
that's
you're
why
new
we
to
have
this
debate, because they both
who's
do.
the king of the mountain? That's
right.
what we need to determine.
Hey, if you're new to listening to us or don't know what our GOAT Matrix is, this is what it is. We're gonna remind you of what the GOAT Matrix is, right? The GOAT Matrix, we talk about, or we have 6 categories, right? Impact, level of dance partners, accolades, run, doing the honors, and Sliver versus the Rocket, right? Each category scored out of 16, except doing the honors, which has a max score of 19 points. So tonight, Randy Orton and Edge, we get to see who's going to be in the top 15. We'll start with you, Champ. I guess you're going to give us our numbers, right? That's how it works.
I'll give you the category. So we'll go with the first category will be the Sliver and the Rocket. I'll give that to you, Glenn. The Impact, I'll give that to you, Wiz. Level of dance partners, I'll give that to you, Wiz. Run, I'll give that to you, Glenn. Accolades, I'll give that to you, Glenn. That's your third. And doing the honors, I give that to you, Wiz.
Okay.
We have two guys that are really, this is going to be a really good matchup. One is a second generation star, and the other one's a Rated-R superstar. We're going to start with Randall Keith Orton, middle namesake. I'll just give you my take on Randy Orton. When he first came, I actually got a chance to see some footage and hear some rumblings about his potential in OVW. And I've never heard anything. I actually would say that I think the only person that I heard spoken of so highly as a blue chip prospect was Rocky Maivia.
Yep.
So with all that being said, there were a lot of expectations on Randy Orton before he got to the big dance. And when he got to the big stage, not only did he answer the call, but his level of success was very, very quick. And, for those of you that watch the documentaries, you see how he was a young person navigating that success, not in the best ways. But when we look back at his career, we're going to start off with the first metric, which is the Sliver versus the Rocket. Now, for those that are listening, the Sliver means that was the opportunity that you were provided, and it's what you did with it. We are measuring the magnitude of what Randy Orton did with the opportunity that was presented to him that led to his ascendance. So
versus what Edge did with his, and because both, remember that.
Right, versus what Edge did with his. So now, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Glenn, let's get the breakdown in terms of your metric score out of 16, the Sliver versus the Rocket for Randy Orton.
Well, I'm going to put it like this. Randy Orton had a rocket put on his back, right? From the beginning.
The day he was born.
Right? It wasn't no Sliver on Randy Orton. It was a rocket given to Randy Orton. Of course, he had some matches on SmackDown and did the Raw circuit. He was doing some dark matches when he was coming up from OVW, riding with Cena. They both was young. So he didn't really, he was given a good position on the card, right? But when you're young and you get put with Ric Flair, you get put with Triple H, you get put with Dave Bautista, you get put in a faction like Evolution, and then that's like putting a rocket on your back, right? That's having great teachers. That's riding with Hall of Famers, right? And you're riding with Hall of Famers all day long, and you're being positioned in a good part of the card, and they're elevating you, and you're having storylines with some of the top stars that are in professional wrestling at the time, and then the era that he came in too, right towards the Attitude, towards the Ruthless Aggression stage. So it was, to me, Randy Orton has put the the pedigree that he has. The Rocket has been put on his back. You know, I mean, he had some big matches. He had the natural talent, and there's some still things that we talk about today, right? He went from Evolution to being the legend killer, right? And to me, I think that was the thing that took Randy Orton's career to a different level, being able to take some of the key legends out, some of the legends that he faced, the Mick Foleys of the world, and those guys that he was willing to face and to be able to take out. Man, I thought that was great. I mean, I thought the gimmick, the punt, right? Before it was the RKO, people forget it was the punt, and I thought the punt was legitimate to kick people in the head and knock them out before we actually saw the RKO. So Randy Orton, of course, had the Rocket on his back since day one. I'm gonna let Wiz go. If I missed anything,
go ahead, Keith.
Well, no, I was gonna say. So, is it safe to assume that in the wrestling industry, he benefited from nepotism of being born on third base, as they would say?
Oh yeah, he was third generation. If you were third generation back in the early 2000s, you were considered a saint. One year, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well,
Rock was third generation, and look what it was with him.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to chime in before Glenn gives his score?
No. I think he pretty much kind of nailed it. Yeah. I mean, I would just say, although Randy had the Rocket, I mean, I think he still probably had to work. You know, they say that if you're born into that or put into that position, you almost have to work harder because you're already in that, like, you're expected to be up here as opposed to, well, he just came in, he shows great potential, he's good. Nah, they know you're a third generation, your pedigree, it precedes you in the wrestling business, so they really think that you should be coming in and be expected to be at a certain level already. So I don't think Edge, obviously, he wasn't afforded that. He really had to scrape for everything. So, yeah, I mean, the Edge's relevancy in WWE didn't come, I mean, much like Randy's in a sense. Edge's true relevancy didn't come until about maybe 2 years he was in.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But go ahead, Glenn.
But so if I had to score Randy Orton with the Rocket, I had to give him 14 out of 16.
No. It's the sliver. It's the opportunity versus where he took it. Like,
the opportunity, the way he took it. I mean, his story is still being written, so I still give him 14 out of 16 because he's not done.
Yeah, but who are you? So you gave him that. So what are you giving Edge then?
Right, because Edge started out with Gangrel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he had to fight and close. So the thing with this.
When we get the Edge, I'll give you Edge his, but I thought we wanted Orton's first.
No.
I mean, you can give you the one first. I was just saying, what I'm saying
is, it's the way you quantify it is the small opportunity that they got versus what they did with it. So for me, in my opinion, Randy Orton, it's not like, for example, what do we give Mick Foley with his Sliver versus his Rocket? What do we give? We gave Mick Foley Sliver versus Rocket. Oh, we gave Piper like a 15, right?
Right.
Because Piper's had a small window and then he maximized it.
Yeah.
I don't think Orton had a small window. Yeah, he got in and he did the work, but I don't see it being a 14 out of 16. To be honest with you, I kind of see it as like a 4 out of 16 because he was already 3. If 16 is the max, him being third generation, he's already 3/4 there. You know he's going to get a tryout. You know he's going to get favored. You know if he screws up, he's going to get another chance.
But see, there's some three. They look at some second generation, third generation wrestlers who didn't get that opportunity, right? I've looked at Snooker's son and those people like that. So when I said Orton
he got a tryout. Like if you third generation, you're going to get a tryout.
But he got a tryout, but he was on TV. Orton, as Wizard said, Orton capitalized the moments that he had. He could have been an Evolution and failed, right? Let's be honest.
But he had the opportunity to be an Evolution. That's,
Right.
that's what we're saying.
I mean, you look at that though. Like it's like Lex Luger being in a Horseman. That's a fail to me, right?
It was.
So you can put people around great stars, and it don't necessarily have to be or put a rocket on their back. Doesn't mean they always go to the moon, right?
So your justification for 14 is like you're saying, yes, he had a rocket, yes, he had opportunity, but he could have blew it. He could have blew it.
Rocky Maivia, let's be honest, The Rock blew it. Rocky Maivia had the rocket from day one, and that jump didn't go off the ground.
But I wouldn't say he blew it. Like
it didn't catch on.
I would, Keith.
I would too, Keith. It didn't catch on. He got booed.
The Rock blew. No, it didn't resonate.
But I'm saying the Randy Orton character could not.
He didn't help it either.
Right.
Yeah. Rock didn't help it either.
We talk about rockets. All rockets don't go to the moon. Some blow up in the middle of the air. Yeah. Right. And so just because you put a rocket on your back doesn't mean it catches fire. Some people have rockets that to fizzle out. Orton was able to get his rocket and it kept going, and he maintained it.
Yeah, Rock had to start over essentially, Keith.
Right.
I know you remember. Rock started over. Honestly, the best thing that happened to Rock is crazy. Best thing that happened to Rock was he got hurt.
True.
He doesn't get hurt. I think they keep trying to force him being that babyface white. The best thing that happened to Rock was he got hurt because he came back. He joined the Nation because he was already getting booed out the building as a face, and it wasn't working. I mean, granted, we're speaking in hindsight because we saw what happened, but I think it would have taken longer for him to get there to turn heel. And I mean, there's a lot of factors that helped with Rock. Not only him getting hurt, Ahmed Johnson getting hurt,
but
because
hold on, let's table that with The Rock for when he's up. Let's move.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, but I forgot he's up too.
Yeah, he's on the list too. Let's move forward with the Impact. Corey,
so what is he giving Edge? What are you giving Edge?
So here it is: the sliver for Edge, right? If you sliver or the rocket for Edge, Edge is a sliver, right? Let's be honest, Edge has to be a sliver because this guy didn't have a rocket. Edge had to earn every opportunity he had, right? Edge had every opportunity Edge got. He had to earn it. Whether it was with Christian, whether it was with Lita, whether it was him winning the Money in the Bank.
And here's the thing, Glenn. Something else that I and not saying it on purpose, I think you'll forget, and most people will. Edge was getting the rocket in 2003 before he broke his neck.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, and then he kind of had to start over too, because Edge was white hot on SmackDown as a single star. Dare I say he probably was going to be world champion in 2003. And it's crazy how this stuff works. Like I said, although it's hindsight, it's like, how soon does John Cena get to the pedestal he's at if Edge is still one of the top up and coming baby faces on SmackDown? Because Edge, let's think about that. I know it's a sidetrack, but it's a quick one. Think about it this way. We know Eddie Guerrero was on his way to being a star. Yeah. But how soon does somebody like an Eddie as well? Is it Edge in that position that gets the WWE Championship from Brock? If Edge doesn't get hurt, Edge was ascending very quickly in 2003. Remember, he was supposed to be, before they wrote him out to be hurt for his neck surgery, I think it was supposed to be him, Benoit, and somebody, maybe Ray or something. They were supposed to face like Team Angle in a 6-man or something like that. Him and Brock. I think it was supposed to be Brock, Benoit, and Edge facing Team Angle in like a 6-man before Edge was written out, because it's crazy how I remembered that just now. Before Edge was written out because of the neck surgery. Edge was on his way, like main eventing. He was up there.
So what would you give Edge in terms of his sliver of opportunity versus the rocket that he eventually caught on to?
To me personally, I'm giving Edge a 15 out of 16 because he took advantage of every opportunity, right? Let's be honest, Edge is hot. Edge was hot. Even on his return, Edge blew the building up, right? No one who was coming back, we thought he was done. So even before he hurt his neck, Edge was ascending. He was getting to that top level. And the Wizards actually, he said it. You know, where would Cena be at if Edge just stuck around? Edge was still at that top level. So he took advantage of, think about it, he went from the tag team guy, went to the Money in the Bank guy, to having full segments on Monday Night Raw, the fans loving him guy, the money, as I mentioned, the Money in the Bank, to being that rated R superstar. I did he mention the Brood, right? From the Brood guy, right? With the blood and all that. You can see the progression in the evolution of Edge as he went on in professional wrestling, how he got that much better in each stage of his career, and to where he ended up being, a Hall of Famer.
I gotta find it and send it to y'all, but Champ, more so for you. There's still you've probably seen it, but I'll send it again to remind y'all. There's a promo from right when the Brood breaks from the Ministry of Darkness, when Taker kicks them out. It's either then or somewhere around that time. There's a promo that it's for the first time they really let Edge, Christian, and Gangrel like kind of talk on the mic, and it's brutal. Like, it's really bad. Like, it's to see Edge graduate from that to where what he became. Like, they let Gangrel talk. Christian wasn't talking at the time. That was still when he was doing the mute gimmick. And then they had Edge get on there, and it was not pretty. And I'm gonna find it and send it to y'all. But to see it from where he got from there to where what he became is definitely remarkable. So Glenn, you're giving a 1 point advantage in that section.
Yeah, 1 point advantage to Edge. 1 point advantage to Edge. 15 out of 16.
Right. So now we'll move to you with the impact. What each performer, their title reign established for them, the state of the game at the peak of their powers before them, and then the state of the game after them. So all those things considered.
This is you talk about like parallel. Like, this is and I see why with the first category, Glenn it's a 1 point difference. These two are very close. As far as impact, because of the road Edge had to take, to where Edge wasn't a main eventer until he came in 98, 7 years, like 05. So Randy was a main eventer within 2 years. Within 2 years, Randy was already Intercontinental Champion and World Heavyweight Champion. Like, and not just the fluff run, like the one little run Edge got for a day or 2 days when he won the title in Toronto in 99, only to lose it right back to Jarrett. But it was, Orton had a significant feud with Mick Foley. That Evolution run, I mean, that early on impact is definitely going to be Orton. Edge creeps up as you get on with their careers, like, because by 05, Randy is, he's been suspended once or twice by then.
Mm-hmm.
And Edge is rolling at that point. Edge is the top heel at that point. Orton bounces back because Orton and Edge, and that's why I think a lot of the times they were on separate shows, because they were the top heels on their shows. As you get to the mid 2000s with 05, 06, 07, 08, like, they're running neck and neck. Like, Orton takes a backseat for a while as far as world title runs, especially 05, 06, 07. Like, he doesn't get the title back until 07. At this point, Edge has been multiple-time world champion by then and is, the ultimate opportunist. He's had 2 Money in the Banks by then. So Edge is kind of above Randy at that point. Unfortunately, Edge has to retire in 2011. Orton never, I won't say never. Well, I guess I can't say never. Pretty much, once Orton kind of got back on track in like 07, 08 when he was bald Randy. When he was bald Randy, he was a menace. Like that's probably the most ruthless you've ever seen him in his career. Was bald Randy in like 08, 09 when he's kicking everybody. Like he's literally punting everybody.
Yeah, he was Pat McAfee.
Yeah, like it's rough. Like, and at that time, Edge also is hurt. And I think that's going to factor in a lot with these other categories too. Edge has 2 significant injuries, and then another one that ultimately takes him out for 9 years. Orton's longevity. Orton, other than the collarbone.
We're just talking about the title run now. We'll get to everything else that you mentioned, but the
impact of title runs. Okay, you're right. Thank you. Just get back on track with that.
Yeah,
title runs wise,
I'll reset it. So, what the title reign established for each of them?
Okay.
The state of the game at the peak of their powers, the state of the game before their title run, and the state of the game after their title run.
Orton's title runs in 04 and 07 were the 08 one where he goes through WrestleMania as champion and actually defends the title. That's one of the first true ones where you're like, okay, Orton's the guy. His other ones since then, they were okay. They were. There's spots here and there where they kind of hot potatoed with him and Cena and whatnot. And then Orton's had some other meaningful ones where he was on SmackDown or whatnot. But
what would you give him in terms of a score?
I would give Orton 13, and I would give Orton 14.
Okay.
And I would give Edge. I'm sorry. Let me scale that down. I'm really trying to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Let's give Orton 13, and let's give Edge 14. Because I think Edge's runs as World Heavyweight Champion, he was the man with those championships.
Okay.
And with the his run in 06 after they took it off of RVD, his runs on SmackDown as World Heavyweight Champion, like he was the guy. He went back-to-back WrestleManias as champion. Actually, to be honest, I'm thinking about it. 24, 25, 26, and his last one of 27, he was in the World Heavyweight Championship match in all of them.
Mm.
Yeah. And 24, 25, he was defending the champ, and 27, he was defending the championship. Yeah, yeah. Give Edge, I would say, give Edge. This is my final one. Give Edge 14, give Orton 12.
Got you.
Yeah, that's fine because there's got to be at least a 2-point separation. Orton had good runs, but they were runs where you could tell, like, okay, yeah, he's there. Like, he's the champion.
But Edges were more definitive.
Yeah, they were, because Edge, especially Edge's runs in 08, 07, 08, 09,
mm-hmm.
like, he was the menace of SmackDown. Like, 14 and 12. 14 and 12.
So we'll come back to you on this one, which is the third category.
Yes.
Level of dance partners. What they brought out of the people that put them over. That's on you.
Listen.
And I believe there was some overlap in opponents.
Yeah. And remember, they teamed together, but it's like Edge got to work with, in the early Edge heel run, he got to work with HBK. He got to work with Triple H. He got to work with the feud he had with Matt Hardy. Edge has got some there's some major pieces in there. He got to work with Mick Foley. Both of them got to work. Mick Foley put over both of them. It's so crazy how their careers really parallel the way they do. Mick Foley had hardcore matches that put both of them on the map. Both of them. I think the significance of dance partners, I mean, Edge, it sucks for Edge because there's a 10-year period. You can't ignore time in history. There's a 10-year period that he's gone. And you can't negate that you can't strike that out from Randy because Randy was there for the 10 years that Edge was gone almost, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The 9 and whatever years that Edge was gone. Randy Orton's there for that. Randy Orton, both of them worked with John Cena. Both of them worked with, Mick Foley. And it's, both of them worked with Undertaker, but I got to give it to Randy Orton with this one because Randy was, like I said, you can't ignore history and you can't ignore time. Randy Orton shouldn't be penalized or have that time period taken away from him to help even it with the time period Edge was wrestling. Because it sucks Edge got hurt and it sucks that he had to retire. But Randy had 10 years almost worth of feuds that, working with the Authority, going in as champion, as the Authority guy and, being the foil of Daniel Bryan, Evolution and all it. Like, I know Evolution Edge was still there, but it's like Legacy and all. Edge was there for that too. But 2010 to the Randy Orton's working with Christian, working with Mark Henry, working with Sheamus, working with John Cena, working with, there's a lot of things going into this time period. And Orton's been a constant. I got to give it to Orton in this one to where dance partners wise, Edge 13,
Mm-hmm.
and Orton's going to get... I don't want to be 2 points on this one because then it's like, okay, I evened them out. But I think I'm going to do it. I said I give 15 to Orton. Orton has been a constant for 20 years. And everybody he's worked with has been on the better side, whether he was the one benefiting or the one or everybody was benefiting and working with him. I'm giving Orton 15 on that. I'll give Edge 13 because Edge was meaningful in the times he was there. And he's a big deal.
All right.
Yeah. So
I see why he gave him. I would have gave Edge a 16. I'm sorry. I would have gave Randy Orton 16. Sorry, because some of the storylines that came out of his feuds were like the Undertaker, Cena, Foley, Triple H. I mean, there were some great feuds. But I got why you gave him 15.
Question.
Yeah.
Did Orton put Jinder Mahal over?
Yeah. Never mind. You know what? 16 for Orton. Thank you. Yeah. Y'all are right. I forgot about that. Yeah, him putting over Jinder Mahal
was huge.
And him not, it's like, not that he's Randy Orton, but him putting over Jinder Mahal and him not suffering from it.
And I think that was in St. Louis as well.
No, it was in Chicago.
It was in Chicago? Oh, I was close.
It was the Midwest.
Yeah.
All right. So going on to the fourth category, the run. How long did it last? What were the long-term effects of their run and the standout moments during their run? G, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Let's deal with Edge and his run. Edge's run, as Wizard talked about, we got to look at it. Edge run. Some of Edge runs ended at the height of where he was at, right? Where he would stop. So some of his runs got cut short because of injury, right? He got cut short because of the injury, right? And it defined by the high points. You figure, look, one of the big high point areas when him and Edge and Christian, right, were tag team champions. Great era for them, right? You had the great when him and Randy Orton were tag team champions, right? That That was a good era for him too. The gimmick that he had was the Rated R Superstar was a great gimmick for him, right? As well. But he was champion. I remember it was WrestleMania 26. He fought Alberto Del Rio. And then
that was 27, yeah.
27 in Atlanta. Sorry, 27 in Atlanta. 27 in Atlanta. Then we come out the next night, or I think it's the next night, close to it. He got to retire, right?
Next night, yeah.
Yeah, next night you had a big moment, and now you got to go away, and you just had a big win.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry, G. Was that the next? Yeah, it was, because he actually surrendered the World Heavyweight Championship that SmackDown, that Thursday.
That Thursday night, yeah. So it was within that week. Within that week. So you're at the height, because we know from 27 who was there. Look, and I'm not trying to, when I say this, I'm not trying. That first WrestleMania, in Arizona, I didn't see as many Hispanics as I saw in Atlanta for Alberto Del Rio with the scarves. And so you had a big match. You had a big match. You're moving along. Christian that just came back. Because remember, they was trying to build to Edge and Christian.
Yep.
They were going to build to that for the title, and Edge get hurt. Edge get hurt. So to me, when you look at Edge's runs, they got cut short because of injury.
Yeah.
Right? And then we go with Randy Orton runs, and Orton's longevity and ability to, his longevity and runs. And this is one thing I liked about Randy Orton. I think I said it, might have been talking to Wiz on the phone. Orton was able to reinvent himself. And because he went from heel Orton to face Orton to funny Orton, and over his run, he has been able to reinvent who he is, and the fans still love him, right? He's been unparalleled. Whether he's facing,
it's funny you say that, G, because he has been able to reinvent in the face of still pretty much keeping the same gimmick. It's so funny you say reinvent, because he has, but he's been the Viper / Legend Killer pretty much the better part of 15 years.
15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
And he's been on top. So even now, if he comes back, he's gonna be on top. Let's be honest. He went with Matt Riddle, and they still took Matt Riddle on top. I'm not trying to be funny, and nothing against Matt Riddle, but Randy Orton and Matt Riddle thing was like, people wanted to see those segments, right? So when you look at the run of Randy Orton, Orton's run to me is that much better than Edge's run, due to the fact, and I know somebody gonna say Orton got injured too. Yeah, but Orton wasn't injured as much as Edge, and Orton wasn't injured at the times when he was on the upward slope. Neither, and Edge did get injured on the time on the upward slope, and he missed 10 years. So you got to look at the run, the longevity.
Oh shoot! Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
Longevity of the run.
We're gonna edit this out. Ricky Starks is on NXT.
Oh word?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Whoa, that's what's up. Oh
wow!
AEW losing everybody. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was sorry.
I like it. I like it. Like, we take that out. I'll take that out when I start.
I'm sorry. That
So I pick up from here. So if my scoring on runs, Randy Orton gets a 15 for me on run, and if I had to go for a run for Edge because of injury and everything else, Edge has to get a 12.
Okay. All right. And that moves us on to the next category, which is number 5, the Accolades. History made, titles, records broken, and the money draw. Corey, you're up.
Sorry, give me what I was.
You're still processing?
Yeah, no.
Processing the run-in?
I was trying. I'm sorry, it was out of nowhere. I literally looked up, and Ricky Starks is walking out. I'm like, you got to be kidding. I didn't think it was going to be that soon. But I thought they would have did it Saturday. At the pay-per-view when I'm going. But okay, which category is this again? I'm so sorry.
All right, reset.
Yes.
So category number 5, the Accolades, history made, titles, records broken, and the money draw. Main event status is also included.
Okay. Edge is a multi-time. Where I want to say Edge is what, 11? I think
11.
world champion.
Quick question before you. How many times?
I think 11.
He's 11 times.
Before we get into that, how many times has Orton headlined the Mania versus Edge?
Let me see. Edge has headlined Like as far as the actual main event, like the last match?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Edge was 24. And
did he do 2010 when he won the Rumble?
No, he was in the middle. 2010 was Shawn and Taker.
Shawn and Taker's right.
Yeah, 24 and 37. That's it. Yeah. Orton is 25. Oh man, look, we laugh at Edge, but Orton ain't that much either. 25, 30, 30.
Pull this from your cloud.
25 and 30. That's it. 25 and 30, yeah, because 34, 35, 36, 37, yeah, 38, 30. Yeah. Orton is only main event, like the true main event. Yeah, it's only been 25 and 30. So, I mean, yeah, but I will say this. Edge was in the world title match. Orton's got more manias. I mean, Orton's got more manias anyway.
So that means he's drawn more money because of longevity.
Yeah, just by like I said, that as parallel as Edge and Orton's careers are, that longevity plays a long part because and you know what? Speaking of that earlier, when we talk about putting people over, I mean, even in a loss, but not only just I'll get to that. Taking the RKO once it becomes a thing, just taking the move alone has put people over.
Right.
And I say that to say you were there, Keith. Look at WrestleMania 31. He put Seth Rollins over by delivering probably still the best RKO.
Yeah.
Hey, I one of the best. Evan Bourne to me is the best.
Yeah, Evan Bourne. Yeah.
But even so, Orton's putting people over by taking his move.
Right.
Yeah.
You're taking his finisher, you're getting put over for it. That speaks volumes. I do think
Wait a minute. You just said something that has me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton might be the only performer whose finisher had a social impact beyond the realm of wrestling.
Yeah.
Going into the social media era.
Yeah.
So, would you give him an extra point in the impact department for that?
What did I give him an impact?
An impact you gave him.
No, I gave him 16, right?
No, you gave him a 12.
In impact?
Yes, you gave him
I
a
gave
12.
him a 12?
Yes, and you gave Edge because you gave Edge the 2 point. You gave him a 2 point edge.
Huh.
So you got.
Glad you pointed that out. That's a reevaluation.
Yeah, we got to.
Still think.
So factor in the RKO in that 14-12 situation.
Got to give him 2 points.
All right. I'm with it.
I think they tie. Yeah, that's a good pull, champ, because they tie at that point.
All right.
The impact of the RKO is still to this day.
Yes.
Like RKO out of nowhere is a real thing.
Yeah.
So
it is, but I mean, I know what you gave Edge, and I wanted to rebut on that impact stage anyway. You got to look. And I think when we talk about impact, the TLC made a big impact, right?
Yeah.
Attitude Era made a big impact. We haven't even talked about. Talk about that. That TLC made a big impact, right? Matter of fact, when we talked about Money in the Bank cash-ins, because he was the first one to cash in, right?
Yep.
Made a big impact. So when we talk about those things,
yeah, you know what? Y'all
I think we got to give Edge another point.
Give Edge another point.
Because you got to give him, because the TLC Money in the Bank. There's no Money in the Bank if it's the first cash.
He's the one that lasted because Jeff Hardy was so erratic in his career that he's not as synonymous with those matches as Edge is.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you give the Accolades in terms of a quantifiable number for both?
Orton 16,
Mm-hmm.
Edge 13.
All right. And that brings us around to the last category, which is worth 19 points. Doing the honors. What they took from the game, what they gave back to the game. Did they pass the baton? How they passed the baton and the reverberation of them passing the baton. How they laid the groundwork for future generations to progress throughout their careers before, during, and after.
I think we talk about it. Edge has put over a lot of talent, right? Edge put over Roman Reigns. He's put over Seth Rollins. We talked about WrestleMania 31, right? The RKO on Seth Rollins.
This is more of a legacy question, actually.
Yeah.
I'll frame it like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there, and he, if you think about it, Edge even did the honors for, and Edge also did the honors for Randy Orton, right? Himself, right? We talk about these two guys. Edge did the honors for Randy Orton, right? He was willing to ascend other wrestlers. He was willing to wrestle other wrestlers, right? He was willing to put guys over. I talked about Alberto Del Rio earlier. That feud I thought was great. He was willing to do that even later on in his career, and he was willing.
Champ pulled the ultimate one earlier. G, he put over Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, he put over Jinder Mahal. Edge put over, yeah.
Orton put over Jinder Mahal.
Orton put over Jinder Mahal. Yeah, Orton did put over Jinder Mahal. I mean, you look at some of the other guys that Orton put over, right? Orton. I mean, he tagged Randy Orton. Tagged what I said earlier, Matt Riddle, right? Him and Matt Riddle. I'm not saying, and this is when Matt Riddle had trouble. Let's be honest, right? When Matt Riddle had trouble, Orton was still teaming with Matt Riddle because Riddle had just came back, I believe, after the whole Me Too situation. And so he was willing to do that. So I thought, I think Randy Orton did well. I do think, to me, there's a spot on Randy Orton's put over legacy. That Bray Wyatt feud, when they started doing stuff in the ring.
Yeah.
To me, that was like, that match should have never happened. Or that stuff should never happen when the WWE was trying too much for that match. Remember, we're leading up to that match. We wanted to see some kind of real match.
Yeah, it was a blemish. I remember that. I think that's the lone blemish. I can't think of.
Yeah. That's the lone blemish on there. So, but both of them. I mean, you can't talk about, when you talk about the lasting effect. Everybody, when I hear voices in my head, right? You talked about it again, Champ, a few minutes ago, but the RKO memes, right? From Twitter.
You know what we forgot about, y'all? You know who else he put over? The Miz.
I was getting there, Corey. I was getting there. He put the Miz over, but he also put the Miz on to the Marines when they kicked him off.
Yep.
No jokes aside, though.
You're right. I didn't think about that.
Randy Orton was the movie guy. The Marine was Randy Orton's stuff until the whole thing came out by him not being a Marine or getting out of discharge from the Marines. But he was that was his baby, which he put the Miz over there because Miz took over the Marine franchise and ran with it. So he put Miz over in the movie industry because of his the lack of whatever. The Marines didn't want Randy Orton to be there. So they both have legacies that will be synonymous with each other. They cross paths. I think, Wizard, you said earlier, these two cross paths a lot in this era. But I think Randy Orton's legacy will be much more than Edge's. And I think when you say that, because of, I judge that by when you mention somebody's name and how people's eyes light up, how they talk about them. I can say Randy Orton, everybody say RKO, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody talks about RKO out of nowhere. Kids try to do the RKO. When you say Edge, people still talk about TLC. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with TLC because I gave it the impact of it. But it's like, when you talk about legacy, can you talk about the whole picture? Like, what are you doing now?
Randy Orton's group was legacy. There's the answer right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you give?
He put Cody Rhodes in
Ted DiBiase
over. He had the legacy. He had the legacy group. Young guys was teaching them, and he was young himself.
Yeah.
So what would you give them numerical value out of 19?
Man, out of 19, I have to give. This is hard. I give Ed 16. I give Ed 16, and I'll give Randy Orton. I give Randy Orton 17.
Okay.
Because, and I'm gonna give him 17 because Randy Orton, and there's some guys I want to name. Randy Orton was willing to do the honors to Daniel Bryan, Drew McIntyre, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget,
he didn't want to do the honors for them.
He did do the honors.
No, he did.
He did, because you remember the whole SummerSlam situation with Triple H, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and then even when he went to WrestleMania 30, right?
Was there anyone?
And the Yes Movement was going, and then it was a triple threat match that wasn't supposed to be a triple threat match that got made to a triple threat match. So he was willing to do that on the fly as well. And then you got to give, he was able to get Bray Wyatt over too. So I give Randy Orton 17 out of 19, and I give Edge 16 out of 19.
All right, question: was there anyone that they didn't want to put over that made it out, to the public or the press that they had a backstage rivalry with? Because I tend to think that Edge was more loved backstage.
Yeah, I would think that too.
And more of a locker room leader than Randy was it for a large part of his career. But I remember there were certain guys that Orton did not want to put over or gave a hard time.
Well, Orton, and maybe, who knows, it's everybody's opinion, but, shortly after Orton came back from the collarbone, Kennedy dumps him on his head, and then Kennedy's gone.
Kennedy's fired. And Kennedy had the rocket on his back at the time and got fired.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know which we still don't know if it's truly if it was a missed spot or if it was worked in or not, but whatever happened with Randy and Kofi early on with the stupid, and then it's like, not that he didn't want to, because he was, look, that's another one. He was putting Kofi over too.
He was putting Kofi over.
When Kofi was still
SOS Jamaican Kofi.
And he was Jamaican Kofi.
And something to where what Glenn was saying, Orton was in Legacy, or I don't know if it was Glenn or Keith, either way. Orton was in Legacy, being the leader of Legacy, bringing up young guys. Yeah. And Orton was like 28 or 29 himself.
Right.
Yes.
So let's take it to the totals. Glenn, you're gonna total up the first one for RKO. You ready?
Yeah, man. Let me get my trusty calculator out.
All right. So we got for RKO, the Sliver the Rocket, 14. Number 2, Impact, 14. Level of Dance Partners, 16.
Yep.
The Run, 15. The Accolades, 16.
Yep.
And Doing the Honors, 17, which will bring RKO's total to
49. Is that all right? Let's do that again. Hold on.
What kind of calculator you using? Using the abacus?
Yeah, do that again, man. My bad. 14.
14.
Yeah.
14. 16.
Yep.
15.
Yep.
16. 17.
92.
Man.
All right, Corey. I hope your calculator or your numerical device is better than his.
Man, listen, that was an ordeal, man. Jeez.
All right.
I'm ready.
So for Edge, the Sliver versus the Rocket, 15. The Impact, 15. Level of Dance Partners, 13. The Run, 12. The Accolades, 13. Doing the Honors and the Legacy, 16.
84.
Wow, that is a huge margin. So basically, we have Randy Orton. So we have Randy Orton getting the edge over Edge. Orton's total is 92. And what's Edge's total again?
84.
84.
Which is still a great number. He would beat most of the other ones anyway.
Right, he can still get on there. Remember, he can still get on there. Once we finish, he can still get on with an 84. Depends on how everything shapes out.
All right. Well, we still got a ways to go.
Yep.
That brings us to the end of our second episode, Edge versus Orton, and we got some future matchups. Do you have the list? What should the next matchup be for our listeners to look forward to?
Oh man, I don't have the list. I didn't bring the list up.
All right, I'll pull it up. I believe I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where do I have it? I think it's in the text message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I don't have it in the text message. No.
Do we email it?
Wait. Yeah, check the email because we all sent in our lists and then we had to narrow it down.
Or if Glenn, you obviously have the
audio version.
The audio from the last show. Yeah.
All right.
Pull
the audio from pull the audio.
So now we don't even put that in there. I'll cut all that out and we just say, next week, join us again, whatever for.
Well, get ready to roll that now then.
All
right, here we go. Let's get ready to roll this. Right. Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, and there you have it. There you have it, folks. The GOAT Matrix system. Randy Orton edges out Edge with a score of 92 to 84. All right. But it isn't just about the numbers, but it's about the legacy of these two legends behind us, right? And here it is. So let's look at it this way.
I think Orton got not Orton. Edge. It's not a raw deal, but it's a raw deal. It's just like I said. I think it does a disservice to Randy Orton to try to even out the years because Edge was out. I think that does. It's more of a It's not Edge's fault, but it's more of a disservice to Randy because Randy was there. You got to lean that in for him. You have to.
You have to. Hey, let us know. Let us know what you think. Did we get it right? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and let us know who you think deserves the higher spot on the GOAT list tonight. Hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification.
Yes.
Make sure you download every episode. Hey, this is What If Wrestling. Until next time, Wizard, take us home.
Hey, if you're not confirmed, consider yourself denied.
End of story, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.